guys, we're going to do another Fear Reacts to Naruto Storm Connections online fights for your enjoyment. I believe these are player matches though and not ranked fights. And we have Kurogane Totskuya here. Let's start the fight. No support challenge Naruto Storm Connections. A lot of you may not realize, but I've done no support challenges ever since Generations came out. I didn't like doing it in Storm 2 because I was a meta player back in Storm 2 like 12, 13 years ago. And then in Generations, I started doing one support with the influence of one of the best and most talented Italian players and European players of all time called Mind's Controller, which most people don't know who that is, but I do have some clips of him. He was just an absolute treasure and genius of a person, absolute courage, fearless individual that would always do one support no matter what, and no one could ever change his mind. And he actually was one of the first early adopters, and he may even be the first person that not only popularized, but he definitely was probably the first person that had like great success doing one support, beating any team in the game. Sometimes he would lose, but now we know it is largely not because of a skill issue, but because of a netcode. I wasn't able to articulate the netcode and how bad it was up until, I don't know, 6 months ago or 8 months ago, maybe towards the end of Storm 4's lifespan, early connections. I even back in Revolutions, I used to call it the swag chicken. You know, I used to have a series called Our Hunger Games, and I have an entire series there, minus a couple fights. Not everything made it because of the Elgato would misfunction sometimes. About 95% of that series did make it. And I used to talk about, I miss those episodes, but I used to really edit them a lot and put in this pink swag chicken thing every time there'd be lag. But now we know differently. But anyways, yeah, Mind's Controller was just phenomenal, and he had this essence and spirit of trying to make the game a real fighting game while still being a real anime fan, and while still having an enormous amount of passion and love for the Storm games. And a lot of people still do that too. Like another person that became popular, he didn't become popular, and I think it's because what he did was so difficult, but maybe there's some other reasons there. But I know people like Misato Reaper became very popular, so he's a very similar type of person like Misato Reaper, who I believe is German. It's just to know where this type of thing first started from. I started in Generations as well doing this, and in Storm 4 I did it a bit. But in this game, I went crazy with it, and I did an entire series from 0 BP to 10,000 BP, Minato No Support Challenge. It actually got pretty popular. If you guys want to see that playlist, you can. But I just want to shout out, some of the supporters on my channel for doing this challenge, because I really respect the great courage that it takes. And I get so excited to see this because it's real skill, and I want to see other people succeeding. A lot of my channel is to not be some cocky person who says I'm the best at something. That's not what it is. A lot of times, though, you can't get people's attention any other way, right? Is it true? Is it not true? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But depending on the situation, the time, and the day, there's a lot of great players out there. What I really want to do is I love teaching. I love learning, and I love seeing other people succeed, especially when they have good values and principles, and they can do just seeing them do phenomenal and amazing things is just something that I love seeing that. I don't know how to explain that to you any other way. So I'd like to try to inspire. I don't think necessarily I'm that inspirational, but when I see other people doing things because I did it, it just makes me happy to show people that there's another way to play these games with skill, with meaning, with conviction, and that you don't have to fall into the hype. You don't have to follow the hype train. You don't have to do what everyone else is doing, using Karen's support in Naruto, that stupid Naruto support, right? Like, I used that Naruto in my Minato series, and I just never used it even once to win the game. I used it there was one time where I used it to do some combos and stuff like that, but I wasn't using it to do an air Rasengan to save me out of something. I wasn't doing it to just waste someone's subs while he does that clone arrow and all that. So he's actually playing Minato, which is, Minato and Shisui basically have the best mobility in the game. I think Shisui's actually even better than Minato. If I really wanted to play meta and to, win lots of money and whatever, and if this game became very competitive with tons of reward, tons of money, tons of clout, whatever. Not that I'm looking for clout, but I'm just saying, I would probably pick Shisui. You know, I would go into looking into playing Shisui, but I just love Minato so much that even when they nerf him into the ground, I still play him. Let's see him use PTS Sasuke. Let's do it. With no support against this crazy. Like, look at these supports he's going against. And even if he wanted to, he has Kid Obito. So, I mean, he has no get out of jail free card here. Right? Kid Obito is not very good. I remember talking with my buddy Tagordi, and he said, do not play this character. He's not leg proof. He doesn't have leg resistance. If you don't know what that is, I have a bunch of videos on my channel talking about. Well, I guess I haven't made that video yet, but I do have. Okay, I'll do that. But I have some videos talking about tier lists and the power tier lists. But anyways, I'm rambling. You've listened to me talk for 6 minutes. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, hit that like button, and watch this video. Guys, let's see it. This is phenomenal. All right, here we go. He dropped those kunai bags. Minato with a speed advantage. I very like that tempo change into a false sense of security, and he hit him with that Chidori while evading the Karen's support. It's crazy how you can, like, dash through some items like that fireball. I love it. He's going for the combos. He skillfully evaded the clone arrow. He did a backstep, did some nice guarding. I really like the, assertive, calm pressure that this guy has. Look, he's really using those backsteps skillfully, right? While still being fearless and continuing to go in here. Very nice, getting in a little bit of an infinite combo into an air combo, into a ground reset, into the juggles, that was really good. Using the explosive bomb to get him to waste a sub, but then Minato uses the Rasengan to get out. A perfectly timed counter. Did you see that? Did you see that perfectly timed counter? This man has this other guy downloaded. Look, he is shocked. He is shocked, like, he's just standing there. That fireball is perfect pressure, and as you see, he doesn't spam it. He only uses it once. But at the highest level, look, fireballs, basically, you can spam in them, and they're not spam, basically, most of the time. That's a hot take, but that's a whole different video. I'd have to explain that to you. But that's what I say. I like to see these people that, they just play so skillfully. They play so legit. Play so valid, and all the playstyles are fine and good, but it's so interesting to see someone basically use like a lightweight or middleweight character and go up against at least a lightweight team, right? With no supports, go up against a heavyweight to a high midweight team playing outside of his class. Look at that. Wow. And just like that, it's over, guys. We blinked and it's over. Very excellent, very amazing player.